Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 25 as today the 2028 season gets underway for these South Carolina Gamecocks. A lot of high expectations for this team going to this year, including maybe a college football playoff appearance. They come in the 12th ranked team to begin the season. They're not starting off with an easy task. They play host to North Carolina to begin the year. The Carolina rivalry renewed as we are underway here. The 2028 season is upon us. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content, as it will be South Carolina starting off with the football. And the last time these two teams met, it was the Tar Heels who were victorious, 31-17 back 5 years ago in 2023. As the Gamecocks, though, they are the on-paper better team as they look to get a win as we revive this rivalry. Starting off with a nice first down pass to Vernon Riders. Reno on the next play will throw this one away. Avoids a sack. Now 2nd and 10. Reno to throw. And he gets hit as he throws. And quickly South Carolina faces a 3rd and 10. Reno to throw again. And he's going to be sacked down. Number 96, Kiki Pakulak, the redshirt junior, brings him down. That'll force a 3-and-outs for the Gamecocks. So we'll see North Carolina take the heel, led by impact quarterback, redshirt junior Mitchell Robinson. As on the first play, he does hand it off for a gain of 3. Last year, North Carolina went 4-8, so it was not a good year for the Tar Heels. They're looking to do a lot better this year as they have a lot of the pieces back, including the quarterback position. 3rd and 6, this one lob for the left side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Kaufman, the redshirt junior. Had 1 INT last year, gets 1 INT on the first defensive drive this year, and that's the nice way to start for the Gamecocks on defense. They take over now in midfield as Reno steps up on 1st and 10. He'll slide down for a pickup of 7. Reno now a senior quarterback, 3rd year as a starter. We're expecting big things out of this offense, including all the dynamic playmakers we added in the transfer portal. 3rd and 1, toss out to man, but he's not going to get there. Nice play by Ron Clay to track him down, and the Gamecocks will actually try a 57-yard field goal. This is a new kicker, Marquise Atogwe, getting his first kick of his career. It's from 57, and he will not hit it. Doesn't have the leg, and the redshirt sophomore misses. Interesting call for the Gamecocks to not go for it there. Instead, they missed the field goal. Now North Carolina with good field position. 1st and 10, and this is a nice pass across the middle. Gets the Tar Heels out to the 27. And the pistol now, Robinson off the play fake. Rolls to his right, fires, and it's at the feet of the receiver. Could have been a big play. 2nd and 10, Robinson feeling some pressure, gets sacked down. That's Obena Onwuka, who had a team high 12.5 sacks last season. Brings him down there. Now 3rd and 20, Robinson dumps this one short. It's a nice smart throw as that'll get Tar Heels back at field goal range. And they get on the bird force now. First 3-0. Next drive for the Gamecocks goes backwards. It's a nice play by Steven Latsko for a loss of 2. Now 3rd and 12. Gamecocks trying to set up a screen for man. And a nice play by the safety Malcolm Ziegler to run across the field and make the tackle. That'll stop us shy of the first. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Tar Heels lead this one 3-0 in what's been a pretty evenly contested matchup. North Carolina does have the football, though, at our 49. 1st and 10. As Robinson to throw. Looks short. This one off the hands. Incomplete. That was the Purdue transfer, Quinton Ford, in coverage. Started his career at Louisville. Now in his 3rd college. On 2nd and 10, there's a sack. Greg Bond, another transfer. The LSU transfer with the sack. And now 3rd and 17 for the Tar Heels. Robinson throws this one right side and is caught behind the defense and gone. A touchdown for the Tar Heels. It's cover 3. Ruben gets beat immediately. And on 3rd and 17, the Tar Heels convert for 6. That can't happen. And now North Carolina up 10-0. The Gamecocks got to get going on offense. As on 1st and 10, Reno will scramble and pick up 7. 2nd and 3, handoff to Monty Soro, now a junior, as he gets maybe 1. Right now, North Carolina is winning at the offensive line of attack. As there it is again. Roundtree gets bodied. Soro gets tackled on the backfield. 2nd TFL for Pakulak. Another punt for South Carolina. We're getting beat at the point of attack. So 1st and 10, there's a nice tackle for a loss for the captain of the defense, Bryce Reeves. Now 3rd and 3 for the Tar Heels in the pistol. Robinson rolls and dumps this one away. We'll live to fight another day. Now to the 2-minute warning. The Gamecocks 2nd and 2 at the 16 of North Carolina as Reno will be sacked down. Had 2 guys short, eats the sack from Pakulak, who's had a big day already. Now 3rd and 9. Reno throws it for Paquette, who has the first down out to the 10. The senior tight end makes a goal to go. Next play, Reno looks to him again and is caught for a touchdown. The Gamecocks get on the board as Jason Paquette with the first touchdown of the season. Who would have thought he would get it? As the Gamecocks at least get on the board, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. A quick one as North Carolina leads this 10-7. As at least South Carolina is able to strike back, but the big play from Jamal Parker to get the 6 points has North Carolina out in front and is the difference maker currently. Tar Heels will start off the second half with the football as well as they begin at their own 18-yard line of the pistol. They hand it off to Andre Gwacham, who had 1 carry last year, and he's had a pretty good start to his day so far, 7 for 31. Second and 5, there's Gwacham again, and the redshirt sophomore has the first down, gets to the 30. First and 10 to go play fake to him. Robinson on the bootleg, throws right side, and this one's incomplete. Nice coverage by Sonny Gowan to break that one up. Second and 10. Now Robinson keeps it himself, and he picks up 6. Now you got a 3rd and 4. Setting up a screen. They will throw it out to Gwacham. He gets the block, and he'll get the first down. The former 4-star from Williamsport, Maryland, moves the chains. You can see how both quarterbacks are doing. Pretty similar numbers. This is now 1st and 10. Nice run this time by Steven Surratt. You'll see him also in the slot. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife for North Carolina. So 2nd and 3. Gwacham gets brought down after a gain of 2. Now a big 3rd and 1. Blitz picked up. Throw across the middle. This one's caught by the tight end, Damian Moe. The true sophomore has his 3rd catch of the day for 27 yards. North Carolina putting together a good drive to begin the second half. But right as I say that, there's a loss of 3. Abenanwuka doesn't fall for the play fake. Now 2nd and 13. Handed off to Surratt, and he gets maybe 1. Now it's 3rd and 12 for the Tar Heels. Robinson throws it short. Has a man. It's going to be marked 2 yards shy of the marker. The Tar Heels, instead of kicking the 3, they're going to go for it here. 4th and 2. They're not going to bring out Carlisle. And they're going to come out in a goal line package. A big set for both teams. Their might versus our might. 4th and 2. Tossed outside, and they get the first down. I think Ford could have made a play on it. Instead, he got faked out, I guess, somehow. It's a first down. 1st and 10. Throw right side. Soft coverage. It's an easy catch. As all of a sudden, the secondary just starts playing soft. 1st and goal from the 4. Short pass broken up. Nice play by Kaufman. 2nd and goal now. Robinson throws left side. It's caught for a touchdown. The Tar Heels begin the 3rd quarter with a 6-point drive and also eat up about 9 minutes of clock. That was a long drive for the Tar Heels. And they now lead 17-7. The Gamecocks really got to start to step into gear as they're sore with the pickup of 4. Trying to get him more involved as here's another touch for Monty Sore. Try to relieve some of the pressure from Wade Mann, who picks up a first down. And actually a flag comes out late. I think that's a ticky-tacky call, but they're going to get the safety Malcolm Ziegler with a late hit out of bounds. We'll take it, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. And now we're out to the 45. Here is Wade Mann, the leading rusher last year in the country, who gets a nice first down. He's getting some good carries as well, 11 for 43. As now on 1st and 10 from the 29, gets the next carry and gets 4. Sora checks in, 2nd and 6, gets the carry. He takes a huge pop. And there's a down Tar Heels, Khalil Conley, the star corner for them. Fortunately for them, he would not be hurt very long, as on 3rd and 2, Wade Mann picks up the first down. He does a good job of avoiding first contact. However, we're still getting beat on the line of scrimmage. Here's Mann again, only picks up 3, and he's lucky to even get those 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now. Reno to throw. Drops back. Fires as a man. It's incomplete through the hands of Ryder. Should have been a first down. Instead, it's 3rd and 7. Reno sets up a screen. It's Wade Mann. He's got some blockers, and he has the first down. Now it's goal to go here for South Carolina from the 4. Next play. Screen out wide. This is Ted Martino with a touchdown. The Jacksonville State transfer via Ole Miss goes from one Gamecocks to another, and he's got the 2nd touchdown of the day for South Carolina. His first as a South Carolina Gamecock, as it's now 17-14. Next drive for the Tar Heels is a 3 and out. Nice hit by Kaufman, and that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter, where South Carolina trails by 3, but they do have the football A chance to get in this game. We got to beat North Carolina. You don't want to lose in week 1, especially against a team like the Tar Heels. 1st and 10. Short pass from Martino, but it's read perfectly by the impact corner, Khalil Conley. Now 3rd and 11. Reno wants the deep ball for Argyle. He's got it. Amari Argyle for 6. Touchdown Gamecocks, and for the first time today, South Carolina has a lead. Argyle, who only has 13 catches in his career, is going to be asked to step up a lot this season. He makes a big play there. 2nd and 4. Robinson puts the football on the ground, and it's picked up by the Tar Heels. A big bullet dodged for North Carolina. Now 3rd and 13. Robinson again holding on to the football too long. The pressure's going to get there. Greg Bonnet with his 2nd of the day. And the Gamecocks now play with the lead in the football, 21-17. As they hand it off here to Wade Mann up the middle, and he picks up 7. Now we're in enemy territory. Less than 10 minutes to go on the clock, and the Gamecocks put this one away. 2nd and 3. Want the deep ball, and Argyle this time will not get to it. Algier, sorry. As Zion Ferguson with the deflection. 3rd and 3. Wade Mann will not get there. Is Pakulak again with his 5th tackle for a loss of the day. So we don't get anything on our drive. As on 2nd and 7, Robinson goes backwards. Owuka not fooled. He's taking a lot of hits today. Now 3rd and 10. Plenty of movement, and that's going to be against North Carolina. So now 3rd and 15 off the false start. Backed up to their 6. Robinson in the gun as he'll fire a strike down the seam, and is caught behind the defense. What are we doing? Cover 4, and Danny Kaufman blows his zone for 94 yards, and the Tar Heels are back out in front. That cannot happen. 3rd and 15 from their own 6, and they put the ball in the end zone. We're now down 24-21. If you watch that play back, Danny Kaufman just completely blows his assignment. It's cover 4. He goes right at the seam. Next drive for the Gamecocks. A good play here for Otis McNitt, but it's not going to count. Holding against Stephen Colombo, who's being flexed out to left tackle. Now the Gamecocks are just shooting themselves in the foot. 2nd and 20 now. Reno to throw. Wants the deep ball for Martino, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Conley, the impact corner with perfect coverage. And an arm punt gives the football right back to North Carolina, up by 3 with 7 minutes to go. Now 6 minutes at our 21. Robinson off the play fake, dumps his short. Surratt with a nice burst of speed. He gets close to the marker. Up over 300 yards is Mitchell Robinson. 2nd inches, they hand it off to Guacham. He'll get a first down, and now clock is being drained as well. You cannot give up 6 here. Got to force a field goal at all costs. 1st and goal from the 8 outside, and right as they say that, a bad angle by Sonny Gallen. And it's 6 points for Damian Moe. And the North Carolina Tar Heels up by 10 with less than 5 minutes to go. We're hanging on for dear life. You got to do something here. 1st and 10, short pass called by Beckett. Now the Gamecock offense will go hurry up. You got to score quickly. 2nd and 7, Reno throws across the middle. It's a tough grab, but Algier's got it. 1st down, hurry up continues. Out to the 40. Reno in the gun. Takes the snap, but he's going to dump it short for Mann, who's going to run forward. He's going to pick up a first down. Nice pick up a 15 from the halfback. The redshirt sophomore puts it out to the 26. Reno next play, outside for Ryder. Tackled inbounds, picks up 3. Gamecocks continue to go no huddle. They want to score as fast as possible. 2nd and 7, Reno will keep it himself. He'll pick up a first down, and he'll be hit and brought down. And finally, the Gamecocks will take a breather. They'll huddle back up now, 1st and 10 from the 12 in the red zone. Reno with the snap out wide, and he's intercepted! Picked off in the flat is Khalil Conley, and nobody's in front of him. An 88-yard pick 6, and that feels like a dagger. The heart ripped out of the Gamecocks here. Oh my gosh, he just makes a beautiful read on the football. And now the Tar Heels up by 17 points. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's 4th and 16 for the Gamecocks. It feels like the wind's out of the sails. Reno mails this one to the sideline. And that is going to do it. Week 1, we lose to North Carolina 38-21 in a renewing of the Carolina rivalry. A game we should have won by honestly a couple of scores. We get beat bad. an embarrassing performance by South Carolina. All that preseason talk about us being a college football playoff contender this year just feels like it just went all out the window. What the heck happened? Just an ugly performance for the Gamecocks, specifically on defense. There were 2 3rd and longs you get beat deep. Jeff Rubin the first time, you're playing cover 3. You're playing the deep third. You cannot press and get beat. And then on a 3rd and 16 in cover 4, how do you blow your quarter of the field? Just ugly play. And then, of course, the pick 6 as well. And we just lost this game. Shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times on offense as well. And we lose. Yaya Benawuka is National Player of the Week on defense. I don't care. Here are the scores around the week 1. Utah beats Iowa. You can see we are no longer ranked as well. Oregon upsets number 1 USC at home. That's a tough loss for the Trojans. And then Notre Dame up to number 2 as they beat their rivals in Pittsburgh. And then a big game this week between Colorado and Florida. As far as the scores in week 1, on Sunday night, Georgia Tech doubles up the Gators. Big win for the Yellow Jackets. And then UNLV over Eastern Michigan. First game of this week 1 slate was Boston College over Louisiana on the road. And then on Friday, Florida State puts up 51 against the Bulldogs. Into the Saturday slate, Texas with a nice win against New Mexico. Missouri starts off with a victory against San Diego State. Texas A&M loses at home to Louisville. Big win on the road. Penn State barely gets by Ball State by 4. Arkansas just squeaks by Iowa State. UTSA with a 1-0 start against Army. And Toledo beats Kentucky. Maybe the Rockets are for real this year. 23-20 over the Wildcats. Washington State loses a close one at home to Northwestern. UAB doubles up Jacksonville State. The Blazers still the team to beat in the group of 5. UTEP was an upset on the road against Nebraska. Wake Forest over Arizona State. We see Texas take care of Wyoming. And we're not going to talk about that one. Ole Miss over South Alabama, 17-3. Clemson puts a beating on Troy. And then Auburn puts a beating on UCLA. Not been a good past 2 games for the Bruins. Colorado over UMass, and then we see Arkansas State get a road victory over Memphis. I talked highly about Memphis going into the season. That doesn't help my talk. Colorado State over Arizona on the road, and then we saw the Utah score and the Oregon victory, 31-20. Boise State bounces back after losing all week 0 to Cincinnati, 27-15. NC State over East Carolina. And the game of the week, Pitt dropped it to Notre Dame, 34-16. Georgia with a victory on the road against SMU, and then we see FIU back in the rankings over Louisiana Tech. Michigan knocks off Kansas State, and then we see UConn start the season 1-0 as they beat South Florida. Old Dominion drops at home to Virginia, 41-17. Bowling Green gets a nice victory on the road against a Big Ten team. There's the first MAC victory against the Power 5. They beat Purdue. Duke on the road knocks off Houston. We see Tulsa put a beat down on Coastal Carolina. Marshall squeaks by Nevada on the road. Oklahoma takes care of business against Temple. And then Georgia Southern beats Minnesota. The Golden Gophers, they're an odd team. Rice starts off 1-0, the victory over Central Michigan. Tennessee now the number 1 team. They beat West Virginia 45-31. Then Ohio State puts up 58 on the Buffaloes. Baylor wins a high-scoring game against North Texas, and then BYU beats James Madison. Liberty gets it done against Virginia Tech. I did say Liberty was the best CSUSA team. I didn't think they beat the Hokies. And then Stanford puts 50 up on Fresno State. Here are National Players of the Week. Connor Hamrick had 5 total touchdowns for TCU in their victory. And the SEC, it was Onwuka and Sokovi White of Georgia, who had a rushing and receiving touchdown. Here's your new top 25. The Gamecocks no longer in it. It was great while it lasted, but yeah, you just can't lose to North Carolina like that. And yeah, all of our preseason hype, all for nothing. We are no longer ranked as of right now. Here are some of the big games going into week number 2. Washington and Ohio State in the Big Ten, a big clash. Colorado versus Florida. Baylor will go to Oregon, who just knocked off the number 1 team. And then Rutgers at number 7 plays host to Texas A&M in a great test to see where the Scarlet Knights stand. In week number 2, we have our FCS opponent. We'll play Wofford, and I would show and do this in a week. But honestly, I'm kind of frustrated, so we're going to simulate this one as well. We're going to get through week 2 also in this episode. And we take out our frustrations on the Terriers, 52-3. That's more like it. Why can't we have played like that in week 1? And surprisingly enough, it was Matt Cockrell who threw for 4 touchdowns in this game. I think Reno got hurt, and that was a little bit of a scare. Dante Reno, though, will be okay, so he's not going to miss any time, but at least it's good to know that we have a backup in Matt Cockrell who can throw the ball when needed, and we dominate the FCS opponents. Here are your top stories this week. USC and Auburn will go in a huge top 10 clash in the country, as well as Tennessee and Penn State, a couple of great games in Week 3. Colorado gets it done on the road against Florida. The Gators start 0-2, and then Pittsburgh will play Georgia Tech, two big ACC teams. Appalachian State in the Week 2 score starts off by beating Western Michigan. We saw Colorado on Thursday on the road take care of the Gators. Wisconsin the victory over Northwestern to get their Big Ten slate started. Then on Saturday, Texas State wins the I-35 showdown. Akron goes on the road and beats Wyoming. Iowa, they bounce back, winning the Cy-Hawk Trophy against the Cyclones. And then UTEP got their big upset win last week. Well, they dropped to Utah State. Indiana beats Eastern Michigan. Duke squeaks by TCU to start 2-0. We'll see Middle Tennessee State next week, and they get slaughtered by South Alabama at home. North Texas over Louisiana Tech. Rutgers passes their early test in flying colors, 38-14 over Texas A&M. UNLV starts off 2-0, the victory against Georgia State. UAB up to number 12 now with the win. Rice starts off 2-0. They beat Virginia. Good start for the Owls, but I've seen this before, and it doesn't end up very good for them. Louisville is also 2-0. They beat Southern Miss on the road. Wake Forest drops a close one at home to Purdue. Bounce back for the Boilermakers. Oregon starts off 3-0. They beat Baylor 38-24. Minnesota bounces back by beating Bowling Green, so the Falcons couldn't make it 2-2 against the Big Ten. Then right when I was talking off Toledo, they lose to San Jose State. Oregon State gets a victory on the road against the Lobos. Syracuse barely loses to their rival Penn State by a point in a classic. Jacksonville State goes to Alabama and wins. That is the upset I've seen so far. 28-21. Hopefully we can do another Gamecock team can do that later in the season. Vanderbilt destroys SMU. Louisiana beats Tulsa in a close one. Texas Tech starts off 2-0. Maybe the Red Raiders are back. They beat Mississippi State this week. Notre Dame takes care of Northern Illinois 45-7. Ohio with a road victory over Marshall. We see Central Florida over Nebraska, 0-2 start for the Cornhuskers. Virginia Tech gets a win over Stanford, 19-17, and Kentucky bounces back by beating Kent State, 38-17. Sam Houston State on the road against Colorado State with a nice victory, and Miami starts off 2-0. They beat the South Florida Bulls. NC State takes care of a sleeper Liberty team in pretty emphatic fashion. Hawaii gets it done on the road, and the Bruins are 0-2. USC bounces back by beating Fresno State. Michigan takes care of business against New Mexico State. Game of the week, Ohio State lost at home to Washington, 37-23. Big win for the Huskies on prime time. Then we see Missouri beat Michigan State. The Tigers look like another team to beat in the SEC. West Virginia doubles up Oklahoma State. We see Oklahoma beat Cal. Kansas with a nice victory over Washington State. And then finally Arkansas over Memphis, 31-23. Here are your players of the week. Josh Philliston of the Indiana Hoosiers with 3 picks, including a pick 6. And Max Sanders had 4 receiving touchdowns for App State. In the SEC, it's all Auburn. Damian Cooks and Rashawn Wade get those awards. Here are your top 25 rankings after week 2 as we get through the first 2 games of the season. Not a lot of movement here. Missouri does pass USC for 9-10, but other than that, it's pretty straight even out the board. Ohio State was the only team to drop out this week as Ole Miss will now join the top 25 rankings. Going into week 3, there's some big ones this one as well, as we'll take a look at the top 4 games. Penn State and Tennessee, and USC and Auburn we did see. Illinois will also host Missouri, who are ranked 9, an interesting clash for the Tigers. And Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech out in the ACC, so a lot of big games this week as we get into the thick of the season. Week 3, we will stay at home and play Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders, in another hopefully tune-up game. As Middle Tennessee State, not a good team. This is an interesting one because they have our former halfback on their team. Sam Ika transferred to the Blue Raiders. He is now their starting halfback, so he'll make his return to Williams-Brice Stadium, which is kind of a cool story to follow in a game that's usually supposed to be kind of like a tune-up game for the Power 4 team. But hopefully, yeah, we can bounce back and win because the way we played against North Carolina, that really just took a lot of wind out of the sails. That was a tough loss. That's just a loss that just like really brings you down. Ever since I lost that game, all day I've just been bummed. We should have won that game. We just played like hot garbage. But next week, we'll play Middle Tennessee State. We got through the first 2 weeks of the season. I hope you guys are enjoying the start of the season. I know it's only been one episode and we lost, but hey, hope you're ready for the rest of Year 5. If you are, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.